In a society that thrives on constant noise, endless validation, and immediate reactions, the ultimate power move is not to fight for attention. The ultimate power move is to vanish. Most people are terrified of being forgotten. They post every detail of their lives, they reply to messages within seconds, and they explain themselves to anyone who questions them. By doing this, they inadvertently hand over the keys to their emotional stability and their personal power. They become entirely predictable, completely accessible, and because they are always available, their value drops to zero. The ancient Stoics, along with the most cold, analytical minds in human history, understood a fundamental law of human nature. Presence decreases value, while absence increases respect. When you are always there, you are taken for granted. When your reactions are guaranteed, you become an object to be manipulated. To break this cycle, you must master a strategy that we call the strategic ghost. This is not about childish avoidance or emotional immaturity. It is a calculated, philosophical withdrawal from environments, dynamics, and relationships that no longer serve your growth or respect your boundaries. It is the practice of becoming a ghost, silent, unreachable, and entirely unreadable. Let us dissect the first law of the strategic ghost, the law of psychological scarcity. The human brain is hardwired to assign high value to things that are rare, and low value to things that are abundant. Think of gold versus water. Water is essential for life, but because it is abundant, it is cheap. Gold is practically useless in daily survival, but because it is scarce, humanity fights wars over it. The exact same rule applies to your energy, your time, and your attention. If you are always available, if you answer every call, attend every gathering, and react to every provocation, you are water. You are cheap. People know exactly where to find you and exactly how you will react. They do not respect you because they do not have to earn you. When you activate the strategy of the ghost, you instantly flip the dynamic. You stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying your absence. You simply disappear from the spaces where your presence was unappreciated. No dramatic announcements. No angry paragraphs detailing why you are leaving. Silence is much more terrifying than anger. When you react with anger, you give the other person feedback. You let them know they successfully impacted your mind. But when you respond with total, absolute absence, you create a psychological vacuum. You force them to sit with the weight of their own actions, wondering what you are thinking, what you are planning, and where you went. You become an enigma. This brings us to the second principle, breaking the loop of validation. Most modern interactions are built on an invisible currency of validation. People provoke you to see if they can get a rise out of you. They disrespect your boundaries to see how much you will tolerate. Every time you argue, complain, or try to defend your honor, you are paying them with your emotional energy. You are validating their power over you. A Stoic mindset recognizes that your energy is your most sacred asset. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote that you always have the option of having no opinion, and that there is no need to trouble your soul over things you cannot control. When someone attempts to manipulate or disrespect you, trying to fix them or argue with them is a complete waste of your intellect. The strategic ghost doesn't argue. The strategic ghost simply evaporates. Imagine the confusion of a manipulator who expects a fight, but is instead met with a complete wall of nothingness. No replies. No changed expressions. No presence. You have completely removed yourself from their matrix. By doing this, you are not losing. You are demonstrating the highest form of self-mastery. You are showing that their existence does not possess enough weight to move your emotional needle even a millimeter. To execute this strategy successfully, you must understand that the human ego cannot handle being ignored. It would rather receive negative attention than no attention at all. When you choose strategic obscurity, you are attacking the very foundation of an opponent's control. You leave them completely in the dark. They can no longer predict your next move, they can no longer read your intentions, and they can no longer use your reactions against you. You have effectively neutralized them, not through violence or noise, but through the overwhelming weight of your silence. The third core pillar of the strategic ghost is what Seneca referred to as the necessity of retirement. He argued that a wise person must periodically withdraw from the crowd to look inward and rebuild their mental fortress. The mistake most people make when they try to go cold or disappear is their internal motivation. They do it to play a game. They disappear for a few days, constantly checking their phone, desperately hoping someone noticed their absence or sent a message asking where they went. This is not strategic absence. This is a cry for attention. It is weak, transparent, and completely ineffective. The strategic ghost does not disappear so that others will miss them. The strategic ghost disappears so that they can build. When you withdraw into the underground, your focus shifts entirely from the external world to your internal reality. You use that dark, quiet space to upgrade your mind, your finances, your health, and your emotional resilience. You stop consuming information about other people, and you start executing your own grand strategy. While the world assumes you are broken, lonely, or defeated, you are actually in the lab, working in complete isolation. You become dangerous because you are developing skills and strength without anyone seeing the process. This leads us to the concept of intellectual coldness. Intellectual coldness is born the moment you successfully separate what you feel from how you execute. In the underground, away from the constant noise of social expectations, you learn to look at your life through a purely detached, analytical lens. You no longer make decisions based on temporary emotional spikes like anger, infatuation, or pride. Instead, you observe human behavior like a scientist observing bacteria under a microscope. You start to decode the motives behind people's words instead of taking them at face value. You realize that most human actions are driven by insecurity, fear, and a desperate need for control. Once you see this truth clearly, it becomes impossible to ever be offended by them again. When you finally decide to re-emerge from your strategic absence, if you choose to re-emerge at all, you do not return as the same person who left. You return completely transformed. Your presence now carries a heavy, unmistakable weight. Because you proved that you are entirely capable of walking away and surviving perfectly well in the dark, people intuitively understand that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. They realize that you do not need them, you do not need their approval, and you are not afraid of losing them. This realization instantly shifts the power balance in any relationship, career dynamic, or social circle. True power does not shout. It does not post on social media to prove a point. It does not seek the last word in an argument. True power sits quietly in a room, entirely self-contained, observing everything while revealing absolutely nothing. By mastering the art of the strategic ghost, you protect your boundaries, you conserve your life force, and you regain total control over your destiny. You become unshakable because you have anchored your value inside your own actions, not in the fluctuating opinions of the crowd. Remember this rule as you move forward. Let your absence teach what your presence could not. If they cannot value your words, let them decode your silence. If they cannot respect your boundaries, let them deal with your complete disappearance. Stop fighting losing battles against people who do not possess the capacity to understand you. Withdraw your energy, choose strategic obscurity, and build your kingdom in the dark. The world will always belong to those who know how to control themselves when everyone else is losing their minds. Stay cold. Stay analytical. Become the ghost.